nādena vinā gītaṁ, nādena vinā svarāḥ, nādena vinā nṛttaṁ, tasmānnādātmakaṁ jagat. Namaskar everyone. Some of you were asking about Nadaaradhana, so finally I've got some time to record this video. I hope it will be of some help. Before we dive deep into the practices, we have to understand the concept. As the name suggests, NādaArādhanā is composed of two words, Nāda and Aradhana. So we have to understand the concept of these words. Now if you browse through internet or ask your teachers, we often find ourselves with some videos or instructions where people are telling us to chant Om, and then you see many people chanting mantras and calling it as Nāda yoga. Then you see people singing ragas and improvising or playing music in their instruments. So, is chanting of Om Nād, or is chanting of Om Nāda yoga? Now the answer is partially yes, but you see, Om is so rich and it's complete in itself. That's why it has been given its own name, which is prāṇava yoga. So you chant Om and you liberate yourself. And there are three types of pranava, as we know. The first is the Vedika, which is what we call as Om. The second is Shaiva, which is Hum, and the third is Shaktya, Reem. You can chant any one of these pranava and attain moksha, liberation. How about mantra? Can we call mantra chanting as Nāda yoga? Again, the answer is partially yes. But mantra itself, they are the foundation of the eternal, the Sanatana system, the Vedic knowledge, and they're complete in themselves. This is why we have a different term for mantra chanting, and the process associated with it is called as mantra yoga. You chant a mantra, especially those mantras that you are initiated into. You chant them and liberate yourself. Now, how about the music, the sound, the vibrations? How about the ragas that we are practicing for centuries? Can we call Indian classical music, or can we call any music as a Nāda yoga? Again, the answer is partially yes. So what Nād really is very difficult to understand and very difficult to even discuss. But for the time being, what we can think of Nād as is a holistic approach to the dimensions that involves sounds. So something that has a motion-oriented sound, we call them as ahat nād, which are caused by motions. So they are the sounds that have pitch, frequencies. You can manipulate them, you can produce them. Then the Nād also comprises of this another kind of sound that we call as anahata, and that is the motionless sound, the sound of stillness. So Nād would mean our approach, a more holistic approach towards sound, something that has both motion and still. The stillness, the sound of stillness, sometimes we refer to as soundlessness. Now, how about Aradhana? The word Aradhana simply means ritual or offering. Okay? So, the question is, what are you offering and to whom? So we understood that we are offering Nāda, but to whom are you offering? Now here you have to be very careful and you have to be very clear about this. We are offering this sound to something that we value. We value more than ourselves. Sometimes we call this word as devotion. You devote yourself of who you think you are and fill that space with that divine entity that some people refer to it as Shiva, sometimes Krishna, Christ. What are you holding the values? What do you really see yourself? As a compassionate being, as a musician, you associate yourself with absolute love and nothing else. So this is what you are holding the values. So the concept of Nadaaradhana would mean that you are riding on a vehicle that has up and down, that has a motion. And as you practice this, you get absorbed in that moment in such a way that you don't have a sense of self. So a musician becomes music. A dancer becomes dance. And the sound is absorbed in the soundlessness. When you experience that, then we could say that you have successfully performed Nadaaradhana. So there are so many different ways to approach it, and the best time to do Nadaaradhana is in the morning and in the evening. But from my personal experience, as far as I like it more in the evening time because it's quite quiet. You can perform any time that you like. We don't need to have a fixed rule for that. So what are the different approaches? The most beautiful approach is you sit silently in your room or anywhere you are and you scan the sound. You go from one sound to another without trying to analyze the meaning or associating that sound with the memories, nothing. Can you just listen to those sounds? As you practice this, you will soon be absorbed in those sounds and you will find yourself absolutely in that moment where there is no self. And we can also use, for thousands of years, we have been using tinctures. So I have this tincture here. What you could also do is, you could strike the tincture and with undivided attention, without letting your mind go here and there, can you focus in that sound all the way to silence? That is one of the very easiest and one of the best way for Nadaaradhana. Now, since some of you were asking me how to use singing bowls for Nadaaradhana, I'm going to demonstrate. Now, with the singing bowl, you could sing the bowl, if possible, high sounds, and again, focus on that sound. Try to listen to that sound without letting your mind drift here and there. you can perform this as long as you are comfortable. Now, one of the best form of Nadaaradhana is definitely it's a singing. So if you know how to sing ragas, if you are trained, very good. If not, I think it's even more better because you are not confined to any rules. So one of the best way that I also encourage people to do is you sing the song, you sing the singing bowl, and on top of that, without using any words, try to hum along with it. If you have some ability to improvise, very good. If not, just remain in the tonality. If not, then just try to improvise up and down. So this is what I can show a little bit. So after the Nadaaradhana, sit silently for some time and then you can start your work normally. And just remember, you can do anything. You can chant Om, you can chant mantras, you can sing songs, and if you know ragas, you can sing ragas. You can improvise on your musical instrument. Just remember that it is a process towards self-realization. Ride on a vehicle and be so much devoted in this process that you have no sense of self in that moment. I hope this video was of some help. If you have some suggestions, if you have some questions, please let me know. So keep smiling and keep chanting, keep singing, be happy. With a smile in our face and compassion in our heart, we can achieve anything. Namaste.